Good afternoon, students. So in last class you studied about the development and underdevelopment. In development there are three elements. One is process, another one is real national income, and the last one is for long period of time. So here see real national income you know, for long period of time you know. Next the second one was indicators of development. So in indicators of development you know about national income. So here definition of national income. What is national income? So goods and services produced in one particular year, that is called as national income or real national income. So that national income is not called as a particular indicator of development. Why? Because it depends upon the population. So here instead of real national income, per capita income is taken as an indicator of development of particular country. In last class I have said you about per capita income. So what is per capita income? Total income divided by total population of that particular area. If you are taking one country or one state, total income of that state or total income of that country divided by the population of that country or that state or that place. So here by that we can come to know the per capita income of that particular country. So see here next, third one is human development indicators. So see here human development indicators means, so here there are many needs. A person who is living in a particular country, he has various needs. Like there are few basic needs: food, shelter, clothing. Understood? So in this way there are many needs, like drinking water should be there. Next, he should have social security and all. So when we satisfy those all needs, understood? Means in a country, all the people or all the citizens of that country, they should satisfy all their needs. At that time only what we can say? We can say that that particular country is developed. Understood? Their poverty problem should not be there, unemployment problem should not be there. If those problems still exist and the people of that country, they suffer from this social security, at that time what we say? That country is still developing. Understood? So here human development indicators. It is increasingly felt that the primary purpose of all economic progress is enhancement of human welfare. It should help people to enjoy decent quality of life, ensure adequate basic minimum amenities like food, shelter, clothing, education, health, social security, clean water, pure air and unpolluted environment. More increase in incomes may not guarantee all the above to all people. So see here, human development indicators, how we can say that country is progressed or that particular country is developed. So see here, when the people or when the citizens, I have already said you and the same they have repeated here. So see here, when the people of that country, they satisfy all their basic needs. Understood? Basic needs means food, shelter, clothing, proper health, education, social security, equal opportunities. Understood? When they satisfy all these needs, at that time only we can say that this country is developed. Understood? So see here, Mahbub ul Haq, a Pakistani economist, inspired by the writings of Nobel laureate Amartya Sen, argued that the most important requirements to enjoy decent standard of life of living are. So see here, Mahbub ul Haq, he is a Pakistani economist, means those who study economy they are called as economists. So here he said, understood, he actually inspired by the writing of Nobel laureate Amartya Sen. Nobel laureate means Amartya Sen, he received a Nobel Prize. Understood? He received Nobel Prize, so he is called as Nobel laureate. So according to him, the important requirements to enjoy a decent life. Understood? If you want to enjoy decent life means not luxurious life, minimum requirements. Understood? To live a life or to lead a life are there if we satisfy those needs. Understood? If we can acquire those all needs, like see here, a ability to lead a healthy and long life, being literate and having income to purchase the minimum amenities. Understood? Standard of living, how it should be? Understood? What all facilities we should have? Education. Understood? Minimum at least so much education, means he should be a literate person. He should be economically, should not depend upon anybody. At least that much he should be educated. Next, to lead a healthy and longer life. Understood? When we can lead a healthy and long life? See here, when we have basic needs, like if we have proper food. Understood? We should not suffer from malnutrition and all. We should have proper food to eat. Next, air, whatever we breathe. Understood? Here it should be, how it should be? It should be free from pollution. Next, clean and pure drinking water. And equal opportunities to work. Understood? He should be not an unemployed person. He should be employed. So here, ability to lead a healthy and long life. So here, due to pollution and all, so many people are there in cities and all, they suffer from lot of respiratory problems. Why it is? Because of the air pollution. So here, see, now people what they do? They prefer to live in the places like villages, talukas and all. Why? Because at least in those places fresh air they can get to breathe. So see here how it should be, our environment, it should be free from pollution. If it is free from pollution, if we get good food to eat, at that time only we can lead a healthy life. So see here, an ability to lead a healthy and long life, being literate. Understood? Our country, it should be free from illiteracy. The problem of illiteracy should be solved. And having income to purchase the minimum amenities. Understood? Now we are leading a healthy life. I am getting all the nutritious food and all. Next, I am literate also. And the last one is what? At least so much income should be there. Means I should earn at least so much money where I can get basic amenities. Basic amenities means basic facilities. Understood? Basic facilities means whatever I want to eat, I can buy those things. If I want a vehicle, I can buy that. I want a proper education, for that I can spend money. At least that much income should be there. Next here, he called this as human development. Understood? That is called as human development. These three needs should be satisfied. One is to lead a healthy and long life. Another one is being literate. And the last one is at least so much income should be there so that we can be able to purchase basic amenities or minimum amenities or minimum facilities. So Amartya Sen defines HD as expansion of capabilities of people. The core capabilities are health, education and purchasing power. In short form they have said, leading a long and healthy life means health. Being literate means education. At least so much income should be there to buy minimum amenities means purchasing power. Understood? So these three are there in human development. How do we measure HD? Human development means these three elements. So how we can measure HD in one particular country? What is HD? Understood? So what are the HD we can say? So these three, health, education and purchasing power, these three are called as human development indicators. So many a times they have asked this question for 1 mark or 2 marks. What are the human indicators? So you have to write in this way only. You should not write only health. If you write health, you have to put dash and write one line. Understood? Health means to lead a healthy and long life. Education, second point, education. You have to put dash and write being literate. Third point, understood? Purchasing power. You have to put dash and write. At least ability, at least so much income should be there so that they can satisfy their basic amenities or minimum amenities. So these three are the elements or indicators of human development. purchasing power, but how do we measure HDI? Understood? So how we can measure? Different countries have different HDI. All the people in all the countries they don't get all those facilities. So how we can measure this HDI? So see here, the United Nations Development Program (UNDP) has used these ideas to construct an index known as the Human Development Index. Understood? Index means what? You have seen first page, index, which lesson, page number and all, how it gives detailed information of a whole textbook. In the same way, Human Development Index means it is a measure where which country has how much, it ranks at which level it is, its human development is. Understood? It measures and ranks the countries. So this Human Development Index is there. Who developed this Human Development Index? UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program. The core capabilities of a country's population are defined, measured and combined to drive the composite HDI, while health is measured in terms of life expectancy. Education is measured in terms of literacy, attainment and purchasing power through per capita income. Understood? So how it is measured? I said health. How much means healthy and long life they should lead. Understood? So what is their life expectancy? Life expectancy means a person in that country, what is his maximum age up till when he can be alive. Understood? In few countries where very good environment is there, fresh air is there, clean water is there, healthy food they get to eat, there what happens? They will be more free from the diseases. And by that what happens? They can enjoy a healthy life. So the lifespan will be up to 80 years, 90 years, 100 years and all. Understood? So here in few countries in where the country is not at all developed, in such countries what happens? Where they don't get healthy food to eat, they don't get clean environment or clean air to breathe, they don't get proper water to drink, clean water to drink. At that time what will happen? Automatically that person's immunity power decreases and he will suffer from diseases. So there what happens? His lifespan will be less. So here health, understood? Health, how it is measured? Based on their life expectancy. Next here another one is education. Education means literacy. Literacy rate. How it is measured? Education is measured in terms of literacy attainment. Understood? Literacy attainment means those who know to read and write, those people are called as literates. Literacy means educational literacy attainment. Literacy attainment means how much he is educated. Only he knows to read and write, or he is capable of getting some job and earning. Understood? So that is very important. Almost now, most of the people are educated, but everyone don't get a job. All of them are not employed. So see here, so that educational or literacy attainment is very important. Next, understood? At least minimum income they should get, that is purchasing power. Purchasing power through per capita income. So purchasing power, how it is measured? It is measured through per capita income. Understood? See here in a family, all the people, if there are 10 members in a family, all the people they don't earn money. But still what happens? We have to spend money on all the members of the family. So here what happens? Per capita income. By this per capita income, we are dividing that income into how many people are there. For them all, we are dividing that income. So in this way, per capita income. Purchasing power is measured by per capita income. Next, education, how it is known? It is known by literacy attainment. And health, how it is measured? By life expectancy. So these three are the measures to measure the human development. Understood? Based on that only what happens? The countries, they have given rankings. The indicators used are shown in the figure below. So see here you can see figure 1 and figure 2. Here Human Development Index. In figure 2 Human Development Index is there. And in figure 1 indicators of human expected years of schooling. And next is national income. Understood? Gross national income per capita. So here see, in this way it is divided. Education is divided into two. As I told, education means what? Only being literate is not important. How much? If I am being to be a literate, hardly I have to study up till high school and all. Up till high school, if I study easily, I will be able to read 2 or 3 languages and write 2 or 3 languages. Understood? But if I want any job, if I want to be employed, at that time what I have to do? I have to do a particular course in specialized in particular field. At that time only what will happen? I will be employed. So see here, next para. The age till which the people of a country can expect to survive is called life expectancy. Already I said, what is life expectancy? The lifespan of a particular person. Average in this country, average people, how much years they will be alive. That is called as life expectancy or lifespan of that particular people of that country. Availability of nutritious food. Understood? I said health. Health depends upon what all factors? Nutritious food he should get. Excellent health and hygiene facilities. Understood? Hygiene facilities means the roads, the gutters, whatever cleanliness is there, it should be maintained throughout our society or throughout our place. Understood? Sanitation, proper sanitation should be there. Next, clean environment, etc. Clean environment means our whatever we breathe, our atmosphere should be free of pollution. So this all comes under life expectancy. Next, enable us to live longer. So these all are there, the factors which are responsible for our life span. All these factors are represented in life expectancy. Next here, education. As the educational level rises, the country's economic progress also improves. If we lead a healthy life, our country will be not progressed. If our country will be progressed, at that time we can lead a healthy life. But here education what happens? See, if all of us are literate, if we are educated, automatically what will happen? Our country's economically it will be progressed. Our country. As the educational level rises, the country's economic progress also improves. The educational achievement of a country is measured on the basis of two factors. Already I said in figure 1, education is divided into two factors. See, the average period of schooling completed by individual about 25 years and the expected period of schooling. Period of school education that the children of 5 years might receive in their lifetime. Understood? When a child is admitted to the school, when the child goes, he will be 5 years. Understood? In his future, what he will become, we don't know. It depends upon the interest of that particular child. But the parents, they want to educate their children. So here see, when we are admitting a child to the school, we expect that he becomes something, he achieves something in his future. So when we admit, at least he will be a literate person. If he doesn't do anything, if he is not employed, nothing, if he does nothing, what he is an literate person. Understood? That is one part. Another part is what? When he will be employed, when he will be more educated, at that time easily what happens? He can be employed and he will work in a particular specialized field or sector. By that what will happen? His economic condition also will be good and also it will be helpful for to improve the economy of the country. Understood? So see the standard of living, the last one. The standard of living is measured with the help of per capita income, that is purchasing power, that is called as standard of living. How it is measured? It is measured in per capita income. The average of these three indicators is the HDI. So say human development indicators. So if they ask what are human development indicators, I said you earlier, leading a healthy life, next educational attainment, next is purchasing power. You can write that also, and I have already said it. In front of that one line you have to mention. Or you can write life expectancy. In front of life expectancy you have to write leading a healthy and long life. Second one is educational attainment. Educational attainment means or educational achievement. In front of educational achievement is what you can write. It is measured on basic two factors: the average period of schooling completed by individuals about 25 years and the expected period of school education that the children of 5 years might receive in their lifetime. That you can write. The last one is standard of living. Standard of living, how it is measured? It is measured in the terms of, or it is measured with the help of per capita income. So I think you have understood about the human development indicators. So these three indicators are there. It is important regarding your exam. You can measure the development of each individual indicator as well as the overall HDI. So here, if you take particular family individually, we can take out the per capita income and you can measure the HDI of particular family. Understood? If you want to take the country's HDI, that also you can measure. Similarly, you can also trace the growth in them and compare our country with other countries of the world. The HDI of India has been rising steadily. So India's HDI every year it is increasing, means it is improving. In 2014, HDI was calculated at 0.586 and ranked as at 135 out of 187 countries. So here, out of 187 countries, India's ranking was 135. Understood? We are now based on the HDI. The UNDP classifies the countries into three categories based on HDI on high, medium and low HD countries. India is in middle group of human development. So based on this HDI, understood? High, low and high, medium and low. Here they have categorized in three columns. So India's ranking is how? It is medium, not very low and not very high. So this much it is seen. You can see figure number 2. Progress in the human index development. As figure 2 shows, HDI of India in 2012 was calculated at 554 and placed at 136th rank out of 186 countries. This HDI value of 0.554 is a result of 65.8 years of life expectancy. So here, India's HDI, how much it was? It was 0.554. 0.554. India's HDI was so much. So according to this HDI, how much was the life expectancy? The life expectancy was 65.8 years. Next, $3,203 of per capita income. Understood? Means purchasing power, how much it was? $3,203. And 4.4 years of average years of schooling. Understood? 4.4 years average age of schooling if we according to HDI if we measure. You may also observe that between 1980 and 2012 the components have improved, resulting in improvement of India's HDI. Understood? From 1980s to 2012, if we compare between these 32 years, at that time what happens? India's ranking is increasing, means its HDI is increasing, it is improving. But India's HDI attainment is very low if compared to the top 10 countries. Understood? The top 10 countries whose HDI is very high, whose people's standard of living, life expectancy, educational attainment is very high, if we compare to those countries, India's HDI is very low. Understood? So here see figure 2, in figure 2 they have given the top 10 countries. You can see that, by that you can come to know. So the next point is gender related development. Understood? Already you have studied about this gender related development, gender inequality and all in sociology. So again we will study about gender related development. Understood? Between male and female, whatever inequalities are there, those should be removed. And the female, those who suffer from this inequality, they should be developed, so that our society, our country will be automatically developed. So see here, the fourth one is gender related development. So this gender related development is very easy. See here, the role of women in the developmental process is very significant. Women who form half of the population have the capability to work in all fields of the economic system. It is the duty of civilized society to provide social, economic, educational and political equality to women. So see here, men and women together, they comprise the whole population. So women, half of the population they are, so they should be given more importance. Understood? Why? If we give more importance to the women, the half of the population of the country will be improved. Understood? Regarding it might be health, regarding it might be literacy and all. Understood? If the government it provides more facility to women, if they improve, automatically what will happen? There will be development in the country. So see here, in all fields, in all economic fields, the women are equal to men. They do the work what all the men can do. You can take in any field, either it might be banking, either it might be in the air force, either it might be in agriculture work, anything, domestic work, it might be intellectual work, it might be physical work, it might be in each and everything she is equal to men. It is a duty of civilized society to provide social, economic, educational and political equality to women. After independence, our constitution has assured equality of freedom and opportunities to both men and women. So see here, women, they work in all the fields, they are equal to men. Either it might be in a social, educational, agricultural, political, any field it might be. In all the fields, women are equal to women. They can work. Nothing is impossible, or any work is not there which women cannot do. So after independence, understood? After independence, in constitution it has been mentioned that women also should be given equal opportunities as the men get. However, significant types of discrimination can still be seen and violence against women is frequently reported. Understood? Here see, in our family only we can see, especially in the rural areas and all, there is a differentiation done between men and women, between boys and girls. Boys, if they want to complete their education in any other places, if they want to stay and complete their educations, they are allowed, they are given permission. But here if the girl from that same family, if she wants to be educated, if she wants to complete her education, the family members, they don't agree to that. Where you will go and stay there, where you will complete education, don't want that all, you marry and go. Understood? So these are the things which happen in particular family. So only what will happen, the woman, she can't get what all she needs, what all she want to achieve, she can't get that all facilities. So this discrimination should be stopped between men and women. This only suggests that women are not yet given equality in all spheres, making them secondary partners in economic growth. So see, when she wants to achieve something, if she is stopped from doing that all, automatically what will happen, the economy of that particular family or of that country will be dropped. It will be stopped up to some extent. Automatically what will happen, the woman, she becomes a secondary partner in economic growth, and the men, they become the first partner, means they achieve what all they want. So here this discrimination should not happen. If this discrimination is stopped, at that time what will happen, the economy of the country will be increased. So next we shall continue in next video. Thank you students.